is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And y'all, I want to come in here and talk about Kanye and Kim Kardashian. Now, a couple days ago, I did a video on Kim Kardashian's comments where she told us to get up off our asses and work. Y'all know how I felt about that. I didn't appreciate it one bit, okay? But today, I want to talk about all this stuff that's been in social media with Kanye West on here blasting Kim, Pete, and just everything. Y'all, first of all, I want to say this. Let's not be playing here. Y'all know Kanye got some issues, okay? And I also believe that, first of all, Kanye is a man like any other man, okay? Meaning that just because he's rich don't mean that he can't act a fool and be out here showing his butt. Y'all know we got broke brothers that be acting like him. They don't want you, but they don't want nobody else to have you. Then on the other side, you got the Kardashians. You know, y'all, they go through men like we go through underwear, okay? Every time you turn around, it's, they with somebody new. It's a happy, happy situation. Next thing you know, they're divorced or there's problems. And then you hear that there's a divorce pending. Okay? So that's their history. Let me just say this. Kanye knew what he was getting into when he got with Kim Kardashian. Let's not play with that, y'all. Kanye and Kim were friends for quite a few years before they ever start messing around. I remember one time years ago watching an episode of the Kardashians, and Kim and her sisters were going to New York to see about a location for one of those stores that they had. And one of the things that Kim wanted to do on that trip is to visit with Kanye. They wasn't even thinking about being married at that time. But she explained in that episode that him and her were very good friends. He was one of her confidants, that when she was feeling down, that he was a good person to talk to, and that he would be her friend for life, blah, blah, blah. So I guess that friendship they had, once Kim was divorced from her latest man, it grew into something else. So Kim knew what she was getting into because she had watched Kanye with his past women and the shenanigans. Basically, they both knew what they were getting. Now, all this stuff with Kanye, y'all, I'm going to handle it this way. A lot of us, we've had relationships with men. They showed their butt, we showed ours, or whatever. And then you decide to break up. Now, a lot of times when we break up, we don't break up because we don't love the person no more. We don't still have feelings for them. We break up because we know that they are not right for us. It's like one thing that I told my aunt one time about my ex. I said, I did not break up with him because I didn't love him. But I knew, my head knew he wasn't right. I had to get my heart in line, but my head knew it. So I used my head and went on and, walked away from him, even though my heart was still very much there with him. Took me a year or so to get him out of my heart after I had walked out. So I think in Kanye's situation, him and Kim, I think that it's a lot like that. Kanye got his issues, and I believe that on Kanye's tip, he don't appreciate how quickly she was able to move on after him. As a mother of a young woman, y'all, I applaud her. I was one of those type of women that I would break up. I would have to take some time. And when I say time, I mean it take me a couple years or so to clean my slate of the past man before I move on to the next. But sometimes you do have women that they might get themselves some weeks, honey, some months. Hell, you might have some women that only, let a few days, daylight pass between them, the last man and the next man. So what Kanye has to realize is it's over. Whatever she's doing is no longer your business because y'all are not together anymore. You can get on social media and do all this stuff. To me, he is making himself look unstable. It is building her case with the courts, because they have access to social media too. And like today, he was on there talking about that she wouldn't let him see his children. And then she came back and said, what are you doing spinning this narrative when you were just here this morning? I think it is eating Kanye up inside. Like I said, that she moved on so quickly after him. It has nothing to do with their marriage, those kids, none of that. He strikes me as one of those type of men that, the situation, the relationship could be over and he can move on and, see women, another woman on Tuesday and another one on Thursday and have him a whole little stable of women. But you let that woman that he broke up with do the same behavior, then she's labeled a whore, this, that, a bad mother. Hell, when he was having those little flings that he had in these last couple of months, he was a father too. He knew his kids was over there. And some of the stuff he's saying, y'all, these little social media posts, it's the rantings of a jumbled mind. See, I'm a little bit older, y'all, and I've been through all that stuff and was somewhere in my car flying behind somebody, me and him arguing, and I did all that stupid stuff. So now I'm at the age where I can look back on my own self and say, girl, what was you thinking? Chasing him down. What was you thinking arguing with that fool out in public? Oh, I'm so ashamed. But see, I'm in the luxury of I'm 57 years old and I'm looking back on my foolishness. Now, don't get me wrong. During that time, you couldn't tell me that my reaction to whatever was going on wasn't appropriate. But now I can look back and see a lot of stuff that I was popping off the mouth at didn't make sense. It was stupid. And a lot of stuff that my ex was saying was stupid. But we were young. We were learning how to navigate this world of what they call being an adult. And we made stupid mistakes. Now, I know both of them ain't no real youngers. It's not like they in their early 20s. They got, four kids between them. They need to grow up. Both of them. They need to grow up. And Kanye better be very careful, because I'm afraid that what's going to happen is all these social media posts that he's doing is going to bias the court against him. Meaning that when he goes into court, when all of this is settled, they're going to think he unhinged. And maybe, order him to only have supervised visits with his kids because they think he a little twisted. So that's why I want him to stay off social media. Honestly, I don't feel sorry for either one of them. Because like at the beginning of the video where I said they both knew what they were getting when they got the other one, they were friends years before they got together. They were counseling each other on past relationships. When Kim would have problems with her past men, she told you in one of them episodes of the Kardashians that Kanye was her boy. And that she used to go to cities where he was to visit him, and they would, commiserate over things that were going on in each other's lives. So they knew exactly who they were getting. I see a lot of people on social media calling Kim a witch and, that's them damn Kardashians. They are right. But also Kanye West didn't stop until he got her married off and, had babies with her. He ain't no kid where she drug him down the aisle to the altar. Kanye sashayed himself down that aisle free of will. He knew in his head, right mind and everything, well, that's questionable, who he was marrying and what he was getting. So I don't feel sorry for him. I think he need to go somewhere. If he got some meds, get on his meds on a routine basis and get him some help. He needs to sit down and talk to a therapist instead of letting social media be his damn therapist. He need to go sit down, get someone who is educated and can sit and listen to that craziness that he's spouting. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I got 2 kids and they're both adults. I tell my kids this. First of all, I don't like being in their business, y'all. When I was younger, I didn't like when my mother was in my business, through all my foolishness. Because like I said, I was a foolish young person. But even throughout all my foolishness, I did not want her in my business, telling me what to do, what I blah, blah, blah. So I vowed when I was younger that when I had children and they became adults, that I would not be in their business. And y'all, let me tell you, I tell my kids like this when it comes to their business. It is on a need to know basis, meaning I don't want to know the inner day-to-day workings of their household and who said what and who did what to who. I don't want to know all that. If you're on your way to the hospital, call me. If you damn near death, call me. You somewhere fucked up, call me. But all that other stuff in between, a parent should not be in that. One thing that I learned when I was younger, I had to make some mistakes. I had to do some stupid things because it taught me how to be an adult. Because you go through something and you start saying, oh Lord, child, the next man I get, I ain't going to be doing that, or I ain't going to let him be talking to me that way, or I'm not going to be doing this to him. You learn from those experiences. If I had allowed my mother to block me for everything, I would still be that stupid, I was immature. I thought I had it all together and I had all the answers. But like I said, looking back now, sometimes I think back to some of the behavior and crazy things I did when I was young, or stuff that I said, and I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking? I'm not even that person anymore, you know? And that's why I let my kids, my adult children, bump their heads, hit rock bottom sometime. And I only offer advice if they actually ask me. I also, and this is more important, y'all, I do not sit up and let them think that when I was younger that I had it going on and I had it together. I let them know mommy made mistakes. Mommy made stupid decisions. Mom was over here doing that, taking this, giving that. So that when they do ask me for advice, they know it's coming from a woman who is now older, looking back, and who made mistakes herself and stupid decisions and unwise choices, and who was, once upon a time somewhere popping off at the chops. Just knew I knew what I was talking about. So they receive my advice when they do ask for it. They can receive it because they know she wasn't perfect, you know? You have some parents that are my age, y'all, parenting adult children, and they doing it from a hypocritical, standpoint. Well, saying to young folk, well, see, when I was your age, I wasn't doing all that. Y'all young folk nowadays is so stupid when they know damn well when we were younger, we didn't have all the damn answers. I'm not going to portray myself to my kids in one way when I know that I was another way. Now, I'm glad that life grew me up and it got me to, the age I am now, 3 years from 60. I appreciate life for whooping my butt, teaching me lessons, and growing me up, you know? And I hope for Kim and Kanye's kids' sake that those two can get it together and learn to parent. Because y'all, when I broke up with my ex, I couldn't stand him and he could not stand me. But we found a way to parent where those kids didn't get the backlash of what me and him was doing. Like I would see him and I'd be thinking, you son of a son. And he probably was looking at me like, I can't stand this sawed off heifer. Because I done told y'all I'm not but 5 feet tall. He probably was looking at me like I could slap the taste out her mouth. And I was looking at him the same way. But when those kids were around, we did not argue in front of them. We didn't bring all that into their world to where they living in confusion. When the kids feel like they're on shaky ground, it starts to affect them when they don't see that their parents are stable. Think about it. Your mom and dad. If you knew mom and dad was over there and their foundation is not strong, and how strong can you be when the foundation that you stand on is weak? So I want these two to get their act together, if nothing else, for those kids. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. I don't choose a side. I sometimes, err on the side of the woman and the kids. But in this situation, we both know that both of them have their troubles, their issues, and their past. We've watched it play out. We watched Kanye with his past women. We watched Kim with her past men. Neither one of them are perfect. But right now, none of that matters. It's about the kids now. And with that, y'all, this is the end of the video. As always, thanks for watching. I'm back.